Today we are going to see how can you use an array or an area model to multiply. Max's moving company has boxes for packing books. If each box holds 24 books, how many books would fit into 20 boxes? Our question is, how many books would fit into 20 boxes? So we know that we need to multiply 20 times 24 because if each box holds 24 books and we want to find out how many books would fit in 20 boxes, we need to multiply 20 times 24. If we look up at this bubble, making an array with place value blocks or using an area model helps to visualize the partial products. Visualize means to see, and we know what the partial products are. Those are parts of the multiplication problem. First, we're going to use place value blocks to make an array. We have to find 20 times 24. Each of these lines is 10 plus 10, which is 20, and then 4 more. So each row across is 24, and we have 20 rows going down. So these place value blocks represent 20 rows of 24. If we look at the ones that are circled, if we just count the 20s, we have 20 times 20, which equals 400. And then if we look over here, we have 4 going across and we have 20 going down. So 4 times 20 would be 80. Therefore, our partial products, when we add them up, we have 480, which would equal 480. Over here, we're going to draw an aerial model to find 20 times 24. If we draw a box, this box is going to represent our multiplication problem. Across, we have 24, so we have 20 and 4. And going down, we just have 20. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply 20 times 20, which is 400. Then we are going to multiply 20 times 4, which is going to equal 80. So 400 plus 80 is 480. Let's go to the bottom of the page where it says convince me. We need to use this grid to show an array for 20 times 27 and find the product, and then finally explain. On this grid, in the yellow, I am showing 20 across, plus the red, which is 7, and going down, we have 20. So each row going across is 27, and there are 20 rows. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to multiply 20 times 20, which is 4, because that's our basic fact, and then we have 2 zeros, so 400. Then next we're going to multiply 20 times 7. And 2 times 7 is 14, and then we have a 0. So we are going to add our partial products, which are 400 plus 140. And we are going to get 540. So 20 times 27 equals 540. Let's do the guided practice together. I am also going to show you another way to multiply without using partial products or an area model, and you can choose to do which way you want on your homework. Number 1, draw an area model to show 20 times 26. Then find the product. First, we're going to multiply 20 times 20. If you can see right here, I drew a model. I put 20 plus 6 on the top and then 20 on the side. I know that 20 times 20 is 400. And then we're going to multiply 20 times 6. Well, 2 times 6 is 12, and then add your 0. So now we can add up our partial products. We can add 400 plus 120. So our answer is going to be 520. Number 2, the place value block array shows 10 times 16. Find the product. So going across each row, we have 10 plus 6 more, which is 16. Our first partial product is just going to be our tens. So we have 10 groups of 10. Our first partial product is going to be 100. Our second partial product is going to be right over here. We have 10 groups of 6. And 10 times 6 is 60. So our answer is going to be 160. We are going to practice with this problem, 35 times 40. It is not in your book. I'm going to show you how to draw an area model and then how to just multiply it. So I'm going to draw a line. First, we're going to draw an area model. Always start with a box. Then you're going to take the number that is not a multiple of 10, or the number that does not have a 0. So in this case, it is 35. And we are going to separate this in expanded form. So we have 30 plus 5. Then we're going to draw a line going down. Your number that is a multiple of 10, put on one side of the box. So first we're going to multiply our partial products of 40 times 30. And I know that 4 times 3 is 12, and then I have to add my 2 zeros. Next, we're going to multiply our other partial product. So we have to multiply the 40 times the 5. And 4 times 5 is 20, and then add a 0. So you have two partial products, 1,200 and 200. Now we need to add our partial products. So we have 1,200 plus 200. Make sure you line up your digits. So our answer is going to be 1,400. Now I'm going to show you another way to multiply. In this way, you're going to put the number that is not a multiple of 10, or the number that does not end in a 0, on the top. It doesn't matter because of the commutative property of which one you put on top, but it's just easier to do it this way. Then you're going to put the other number that is a multiple of 10 underneath it. This 0 right here, we're going to drop and put it down. Then you're just going to multiply like you normally would. So we're going to multiply 4 times 5 is 20. Put your 0, regroup your 2. Then 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 more is 14. And you're going to get the same answer. You can do these problems any of these ways. We're going to practice with one more. We are going to do the problem 54 times 20. First, for this time, we're going to do it the last way I showed you. So you're going to drop the 0, then 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 5 is 10. If you want to show a model, draw a box, take the number that is not a multiple of 10, and put it on one side of the box. In this case, we have 54. That is not a multiple of 10 because it does not end in a 0. So we're going to write 50 plus 4 and draw a line. On one of the other sides of the box, we're going to write our 20. So our first partial product is going to be 20 times 50. Well, 2 times 5 is 10, and then add 2 zeros. And then you're going to do the next partial product, and you're going to multiply 20 times 4. And 20 times 4 is 80. Then we're going to add the two partial products, so we have 1,000 plus 80, and your answer is going to be 1,080. Do problems 3 through 12 any way you want on page 179, and then do problem 16 on page 180. Show me when you are done. Also, please do number 17 on page 180.